everyone, welcome to the third session of today's Google Masterclass, where I'm going to be talking about using Google Ads and how you can utilize all of their new features to get more qualified leads. I'm really excited to have you all here with me for the next 30 minutes or so, and I want to thank you for being here, and I really hope you learned something helpful for me today. And again, I'm seeing some new names for this session, so I'm going to quickly introduce Surefire again, tell you a little bit about who we are. We're located in Northern Virginia, and our marketing automation platform helps businesses drive visibility to all channels on the web so they can continue to grow with ease. And our mission here is to educate all of you contractors on a number of topics that can help you succeed and in turn help the industry grow. And all of you new people, can you please let us know who you are too, where you're joining us from, and what you specialize in. And you can do so using the chat box in the control panel that you'll see on the side of your screen. A few quick reminders. You will get the recording of the entire Google Masterclass next week, and we're going to be sending that out on Monday. So you can please go ahead and, if you don't see it in your primary inbox, check your spam folder, check your promotions folder. We've been getting some notes that it's been landing there, so you're going to want to check that out. You can please feel free to ask us any questions, make comments, or anything using the chat box that I mentioned earlier throughout the presentation. And because you're on the webinar with us right now, you have a chance to win a Google Home Hub. We'll be giving that away at the end of the talk, so at the end of the fourth session today. And if you'd like to claim the Google Ad Credit, terms and conditions do apply for this, but let us know by sending an email to marketing@surefirelocal.com, and I'll have our team reach out to you as soon as possible. So this is me. My name's Jenny Silvers, and I'm a marketing strategist here at Surefire and a Google Ads expert. So I have a lot to go over with you today. And just to let you know what you're going to get from today, 7 steps for a great lead generation campaign. I'm going to go into 6 new Google Ads features and updates. And then all along the way, I'm going to talk about my tips and suggestions for you using the new features. And I also want to reintroduce Shashi. He is going to be here to help answer questions throughout the presentation as well. So going right into it, 7 mandatory steps for a lead generation campaign. Read through these really quick, and then I'll go into each one in detail. You got to translate what you do into how people search, create tightly relevant ad groups with keywords and ads that match, be mindful of keyword match type, stop waste at the start with targeting exclusions and negative keyword lists, ensure your conversion tracking is set up and recording, enable all relevant ad extensions, and check your search terms report. So going into this first mandatory step, translate what you do into how people search. Here it's time to put on your consumer hat. Think how your customers are thinking. With voice search becoming more popular, it's really, really important to write your ad copy in the consumer's voice, how the consumer searches. So start thinking about writing phrases the way that people speak. For example, I might ask, hey Google, my roof is leaking. Who's the best company I can call to fix it? So taking this in mind, your ad headline might read something like, is your roof leaking? Free estimate, call now. As far as showing me the best company, what Google's going to do is they're going to take your reviews into account, and that definitely impacts your rankings there, even with your ads. So a couple tips here. You want to highlight what makes you unique. You want to include any special prices, promotions, or exclusive offers. You want to empower customers to take action. So you want to spell out the next steps and exactly what actions you want them to take. So free estimate, call now, in my example, that definitely combines promotion and empowering the customers to take action. So you also want to include at least one of your keywords in the ad and match your ad to your landing page. Make sure they're actually saying the same thing. So taking these last 2 into account, Google definitely rewards relevancy. So the more that you can match your ad to the landing page and to the keywords you're targeting, the better. So the next step is to create tightly relevant ad groups with keywords and ads that match. It's definitely easier to do if you're setting up a new account, but if you already have campaigns running, you can also go back and reorganize it into this, or you can just start from scratch, start new campaigns, and turn off all your old ones. So organizing your account allows you to better serve the right ads to the right customers, and it allows you to better track the effectiveness of your advertising efforts. When people are searching online and they type a word or phrase, they're looking for information that's closely tied to those words. For example, if Eric types digital cameras and he sees an ad for film reels, he probably isn't going to click on the ad. To show ads that are relevant to the searches of people you're trying to reach, you want to bundle related ads together with related keywords into an ad group. That way, all of your related ads can be shown to customers searching for similar things. For example, I know we have many HVAC businesses on right now. For HVAC businesses, you might want to have ad group for heating system repair, heating system replacement, etc. And if you happen to do plumbing as well, you're going to want to have specific ad groups for all the different aspects involved in that. So the third tip here is to be mindful of your keyword match type. 3 options here. You have exact match, phrase match, and broad match. They all do slightly different things. Exact match, say you're looking for a local roofer. Ads are going to show for roofers local, local roofers, but they're not going to show for phrases that have another word in them. So find local roofer near me, they're not going to show for. So if you want to do exact match, I would definitely recommend doing something like local roofer near me as opposed to just local roofer. Phrase match takes the phrase you put, for example, gutter installation, and it's going to target any search result that has the phrase gutter installation in that order, your ad will show for. But if there's something that interrupts that phrase, like gutters need installation, it's not going to show for that. And the third option here is broad match. And basically with broad match, your ad will show for any search query that includes that keyword. So for Windows, your ad will show for Microsoft Windows. If you decide to go this way, you can also create a negative keywords list, which I'm going to get into next, that does say you would put Microsoft Windows on the negative keywords list, and you're using broad match, then it won't show for Microsoft Windows. But with no negative keywords, your ad will show for everything. So next tip is to stop waste at the start with targeting exclusions and negative keywords lists. This is so important. Paid search campaigns can't run effectively without a well-rounded list of hyper-targeted keywords. Equally important are the negative keywords, which allow advertisers to refine the targeting of their ads by preventing ads from showing to uninterested search users. In turn, this helps digital advertisers save budget by applying their advertising dollars to keywords that are more likely to generate a good return on your investment. So negative keywords, or also called negative match, are specific words or phrases that prevent ads from being displayed to anyone who is searching for that keyword or phrase. You can identify these phrases after careful campaign analysis of which keywords are generating clicks and ultimately leads or revenue. So say you have a keyword that's generating a lot of clicks, but you don't actually see any calls or any results coming from it, you can go ahead and add that to your negative keywords list, and it won't show for that one anymore. And these keyword phrases can be added at the ad group level or the campaign level, either way, whichever way you want to do it. And you'll also find negative keywords to add by looking at your search terms report. And I'm going to show you that a little bit later as well. This is a report that shows all the searches that your ad is showing for. And if a search term is irrelevant, add that to your negative keywords list. The next thing is enable all relevant ad extensions. I didn't know anything about ad extensions when I started working with Google Ads. So I'm going to tell you the important ones that I think you should be using. And I'm going to tell you what they are. So ad extensions are extra snippets of relevant information about your business that can be added to your AdWords text ads. These can include your business's location, phone number, business ratings, and more. And it's important to note that ad extensions don't always show, so be sure to always keep the most important information in your text ad. The first one I'm going to talk about is an ad's site link extension. Site link extensions are additional links that you can add to your search ad, and these allow searchers to see all your various offerings up front, so their click is more relevant to their needs. The next one I want to talk about is a call extension, and I highly recommend this one. Call extensions allow you to show your phone number on your ad. They're popularly known as click-to-call extensions because on mobile, this is where users are able to click your ad and immediately dial your business. Next one I want to talk about is message extensions. And if you prefer text over a phone call, message extensions provide a button on mobile devices that prompt your potential customers to contact you via text message. And I'm going to be talking more about that later because there are 2 new features that add a little bit more to the messaging extension. 2 more here, ads call-out extensions. And call-out extensions are similar to site-like extensions, except they don't have clickable links. They just allow you to provide additional detail and relevance to your ad while maintaining a laser-focused call to action. So the last one here is a promotion extension. And promotion extensions advertise coupons, deals, and sales offerings. They're usually paired with a price tag icon or a percentage off icon, which helps your ad take up more real estate and stand out above your competitors on Google search. All of these extensions are going to help you take up more real estate. And you know, on mobile, the search screen is so small that if you're taking up so much real estate, it's possible your ad's the only one showing up on that screen until they scroll down like 2 or 3 scrolls. On to the next one. You definitely want to ensure that your conversion tracking is set up and recording. Don't have too much to say about this, but you definitely want to connect your AdWords, your Google Ads with your Google Analytics account. And Google Analytics is a free account. Set it up, and it's very simple to combine them. You'll be able to see all your results, all your conversions by doing that. On to the next one, and this is what I said I was going to talk a little bit more about, is checking your search terms report. So if you can see on my screen, this is what it will look like. You go to keywords and you go to search terms, and then you can set a date range or you can check all time. And you definitely want to go through this, and you can add search terms to your keywords, or you can add search terms to your negative keywords from here. So this is highly important, and I would recommend checking this every 2 weeks, every month, definitely every month, if not every 2 weeks. So those are my 7 tips. We also have a Google Ads ebook, completely free of charge, and I'd like to offer it to you. Just let us know. I'm launching this poll, so you can let us know. We will have someone from our team reach out and send you the link to this ebook. Like I said, completely free of charge. It goes a little bit more into detail on all of these 7 tips that I talked about, and it gives you some how-tos and directions. Okay, great. I love seeing that all of you want this ebook. I see some people are still answering, so I'm going to give it a couple more seconds here. Okay, great. Awesome. And I'm going to close this up. If you did miss out on the poll, send us an email, marketing@surefirolocal.com, and we will definitely connect you with this ebook. Okay, so 6 new features of Google Ads. Google AdWords, a couple months ago, maybe a year ago now, is now Google Ads. So that's new, but what else is new in Google Ads? Expanded text ads. These were launched in about 2016, and expanded text ads were designed to maximize your presence on search results. But this year, a couple months ago, they expanded them even further. So with nearly 50% greater ad copy, this format features a more prominent headline and extra room to highlight your products and services. So if you take a look at the slide now, I'm more of a visual person, so this is what it looks like if we saw all the versions of text ads stacked on top of each other. All the way from 2000, when it was really small, you only had a couple words, couple characters there to say what you want to say. 2016 to 2018, that was when they first introduced expanded text ads. They were a lot bigger, 2 headlines, longer description. And now currently, you'll see so much more real estate is taken up by your ad. And this is without any of those extensions that I was talking about earlier. 3 headlines, 2 lines of description. It really does take up a lot of space. And to go to the next slide, you can see side by side just how different these are. Reasons to use these are that it takes up space. And you want to keep in mind, again, relevancy is rewarded. So you want to position yourself specific to your user. And Google, with all its data and algorithms and AI, is really trying to find the best searches that prove to be lead generating. So put your consumer hat on again. Think about how we talk in text, how we shorthand or omit words or letters. The way we speak is definitely a factor in search queries. So like I mentioned earlier, that factors into how you write your ad copy. Now couple that with responsive search ads. Responsive search ads automatically test different combinations of headlines and descriptions and learn which combinations perform best. This really is Google AI at its best here. Over time, responsive search ads will serve the best message to different searchers, depending on the keyword that they're searching for, their device, or their past browsing behavior, and some other signals. So what you do here is you input your couple different headlines, couple different descriptions, and the URL, and the responsive search ads will put that all together and test different combinations till they find one that works the best or multiple that work the best. And all this will happen without you actually having to go in and check this data. And they recently just announced responsive display ads. So display ads are the images. They're banner ads you see while you're browsing around other websites, and they convert very well because they're visual, and we're all visual people. When we see an image we like, we're going to click on it. So responsive display ads, like responsive search ads, automatically test different combinations and learn which combinations perform the best. All you have to do is provide a few simple inputs about your business. So you want to provide up to 15 images, 5 headlines, 5 descriptions, 5 logos. So if you have different color variations, you want to provide all of those that you can. Google uses their AI and machine learning to test the different combinations and show the ad that works the best. And on average, advertisers are going to see 10% more conversions at a similar cost per acquisition when using multiple headlines, descriptions, and images with responsive display ads versus a single set of assets that you might put together yourself. So best practice here that I have on the slide to help your brand stand out, definitely add a logo to your responsive display ads. If you have good brand recognition in your area, it's definitely going to help out. On to the next new tool, we've got dynamic search ads. This is really new. You don't have to put much information in, and these are similar to the responsive ads, but you don't need to put that much information in that you do for the others. Dynamic search ads use Google's organic web crawling technology to automatically target relevant search queries based on your website content. So dynamic search ads are really useful for campaigns because they help fill in the gaps in keyword campaigns for a better return on your investment. Keywords are not the only difference between dynamic search ad campaigns and a regular text ad campaign. The ad headline that's shown when the dynamic search ad appears on the search engine results page is dynamically created from Google and your website. The information that populates a dynamic search ad headline is pulled directly from the site or the feed that you give them. So you'll need to still write a description line for the ad, but that's the only thing that can be adjusted. As you can imagine, having a specific and tailored headline that's about the actual service searched for is the best search practice, and it's something that dynamic search ads can help you achieve. So a couple pros here. It definitely closes the gap in keyword coverage. You don't need to upload your keywords list. It's going to target it based on the words on the URL that you give them. So dynamic search ads allow advertisers to quickly close this gap, and the tool crawls your website or the page feed that you give them. So basically you provide them with the URL and it creates this ad. And ad creation is much easier, you can imagine, because you just have to worry about writing that ad description. And Google's dynamic headlines will really grab users' attention and drive more clicks to your site. We use it here for Surefire. I don't know if you joined this webinar because you saw a Google ad for it, but we definitely use these dynamic search ads for ourselves. And they're easy to set up. Takes a lot of work off your plate in terms of keywords list and the ad creation. 2 cons to this. You do have a little less control because Google creates the headlines, but you can also monitor them and turn them off if you don't like the headline. And low-performing search queries can waste budget sometimes. Like text campaigns where a few keywords see the majority of traffic, dynamic search ads can act the same and have a few queries eat up your budget before the stronger converting ads are searched on. It's another reason why structure is so important, and negative keywords are needed both before and after the launch. So to combat this, you definitely want to monitor the search terms report the first few days very closely and keep adding to that negative keywords list. And I also encourage you to routinely look at the search term reports for all campaigns, like I said before, but especially if you're using the dynamic search ads, you want to be looking at this more regularly. So next, we have 2 new features in the ad preview and diagnostic tool. And if you aren't using this tool, you definitely should be. Show you what your ads are looking like and if there are any problems with them. So the first new feature is that you can see which ads are showing for a particular audience. Until now, you could use the ad preview and diagnostic tool to preview ads by search term and filter by location, language, and device. However, before you could not filter by audience. Now the ad preview and diagnostic tool supports search audiences. You can click on the audience widget that I have highlighted there to select your desired audience list. And if you're using the targeting setting in your campaigns, you'll be able to see which ads are showing for your specified audience. If you're using observation or bid only, you can see how your ad may appear higher or lower on the page based on your bids for your specific audience. So the second new feature here is that you can take immediate action within the diagnostic tool to get your ads shown. So if your ads aren't showing, the ad preview and diagnosis tool will indicate the reason. And previously, after they diagnose the issue, you would then have to navigate back to your account to go make the necessary changes to get your ad show. So this is just saves a little bit of time. You're able to do it right within the screen. And starting with adjustments to campaign budget. The reason that your ad is not showing is budget related. You can simply click edit budget and make budget changes directly from the tool. Up to more complicated campaign changes, you can do it all within the tool now, which is really cool. It saves a lot of time. I know it saved us a lot of time here. And the second to last new feature I'm going to talk about is click-to-message ad features. Click-to-message has been a thing for a couple years now, but Google is rolling out 2 new updates to help with keeping up with these messages. And those are email forwarding and automatic replies. And new reporting details for message extensions are coming in the coming weeks. I don't think they're out yet, but they are coming. So with email forwarding, text that users send from click-to-message ads can now be delivered via email. That means advertisers will no longer need to provide a phone number in order to use message extensions. And you'll also be able to set up automatic replies to respond to users immediately with preset messages. You can let users know that you received their message and when they should expect a response. And on to my last one, messaging reporting will soon include message conversions, which will be defined by the number of communications it typically takes for a user to complete the intended conversation action. Google gives the example of a car dealer that determined it typically takes a user 2 or more exchanges before booking a test drive. And the click-to-message updates will make the format more flexible for businesses to manage the flow of messages and measure their results with somewhat more intention. So it's just going to make this feature easier for you to manage, easier for you to use, and I highly recommend using this. And again, this is going to work through that messaging extension that I talked about earlier. And on to the last thing. It's not exactly a feature of Google Ads. It's separate from Google Ads. It's going to be local services by Google. I'm going to touch on this briefly. We have on the screen here, local services are right there at the top. I'm only going to touch on this quickly because it is not available to every vertical now, but it is available HVAC dealers, roofers, gutters, and a couple more. But you'll see it shows up right at the top, and Google Ads actually show up below it. So local service ads help consumers quickly and easily discover, connect with, and hire service professionals with complete confidence. So it provides instant results where a consumer can compare professionals at a glance and connecting with the ones they choose right there. And it's very easy and convenient for someone to hire a professional because it's all organized in one place. And it provides a lot of trust because all of these professionals in the local services program are pre-screened and they're backed by a Google guarantee and real customer reviews. So on to the next one, I want to tell you a little bit about how local services differs from Google Ads. First and foremost is the application and verification process. And this gives you that Google guaranteed badge. I'm sure you've seen them around the internet, around Google. Basically, you go through the application and verification process, and Google will guarantee that your business will provide the good service that you're saying that you will. The next big one is it's charged on a cost per lead basis as opposed to cost per click. And these leads are counted as messages, voicemails that are longer than 30 seconds, connected calls, and return calls versus cost per click of Google Ads. And your ads are shown based on location, reviews, and responsiveness. So it's targeting based on your service area. You're not setting a targeting range. And it takes into account your reviews and how quickly you respond to people that try to reach out to you. And this all takes into account where your local service ad shows up in comparison to other companies' local service ads. And like I said, it is an ongoing rollout. It's only available for select areas and select verticals right now. And the last thing I want to mention is that these show up on Google Assistant. So like we've been saying throughout this whole masterclass, voice is the next thing, and these local service ads are the first results that Google Assistant will tell you. So that's my presentation. That's everything I know about the new features of Google Ads. So I wanted to offer everyone here a free Google Ads consultation. If you answered the poll earlier, we can talk about Google Ads as well on your consultation. So you don't need to answer the poll again. But I'm launching the poll now. You can choose Tuesday or Thursday to get a Google Ads consultation. We will also show you our Surefire Local Marketing Cloud, which pulls in Google Ad results, so you don't actually have to deal with their platform. So we'll also discuss your online presence, your marketing, and give you a free analysis of your website and your current campaigns. And I know Shashi said earlier that we'd be providing Google Chromecasts to everyone who joins the meeting, and we'll be doing this again. And we'll tell you how to claim that $50 Google Ad credit and share with you a handful of recommendations that can help you improve your online presence. And I'm just taking a look at some questions here. So for responsive search ads, Sarah wants to know, where do you input this information?
That's a great question. Usually, if you're managing your AdWords account yourself, if you're in the beta, you will get these for both search ads and display ads as an option when you start a new ad campaign. So click on search or display ads, and then the plus sign usually should give you the option. If the option has not been turned on, I think it should be for most people by now. If you're a Surefire customer, of course, contact your digital marketing strategist who will be more than happy to walk you through that, and we are always available to answer questions.
Okay, great. And I think that was the only question we've gotten. So I'm going to go ahead and close up this session, and I want to remind you that we have our final session happening at the top of the hour, right at 2 p.m. Eastern. We have our Google My Business expert joining us, Jeff White, to talk about Google Maps and Google My Business. And I know we got a couple questions earlier in the day about Google My Business, and we're going to save those for Jeff to answer in the next session. We'll also be giving away our Google Home Hub at the end of the next session. So a couple options here. You can stay online, put the webinar on your background, and click back on it at 2 o'clock. Or if you want to close off and come back, you can use the exact same link that you used to log into this session, and it will work again for the last session.
There was another question about brand rep. I'm not very familiar with the tool, but if you would like to give us more details, please write to marketing@surefirelocal.com, and we can help you figure it out.
Yeah, definitely. And thanks for catching that, Shashi. Okay, so until 2 o'clock, I will talk to you then.